Tonight on Rock 724, we explore the post-COVID-19 job market, learn how to manage your stress, and maintain your mental wellness. All this and more on Rock 724. Our main story tonight is on jobs, more specifically, the current outlook on the job market, and how students may be affected by entering the workforce on the tail end of a pandemic. It's no secret that the COVID-19 pandemic has had a huge impact on the United States job market. A study from the Wall Street Journal showed that since the start of the pandemic, hiring for entry-level college graduate positions has gone down 45%. The problem with this is that getting started fresh out of the gate for graduating students is incredibly important. If you start behind, it's that much harder to get ahead. At the height of the pandemic in 2020, the unemployment rate reached unprecedented levels, peaking at around 14.8%, according to the Congressional Research Service. Many individuals suffered through that time, could not afford to pay bills or buy enough food. Since then, the U.S. has seen the unemployment rate go down, with the current unemployment rate at just 6%. Now, many Americans are wondering what the job market is looking like in 2021. The good news is that many researchers are cautiously optimistic. According to LinkedIn's latest Jobs on the Rise report, they saw an increase of hirings in many common and uncommon job fields. The number one emerging job field from that list was frontline e-commerce workers. Positions such as warehouse workers, delivery drivers, and personal shopping positions were the top emerging occupations. There's been also an influx in healthcare positions such as nurses, healthcare supporting staff, along with the mental health specialist. A few others hiring increases to mention are loan and mortgage experts, business development, sales, digital marketing, and artificial intelligence specialists. So if you're looking for a career field, those are a few of the fields that are on the current uprise. Although we are still in the pandemic, many of these open jobs are in major cities such as San Francisco, New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. But if you're not looking to move and want to work remotely, there are still opportunities for you. LinkedIn found that there has been an increase of remote job listings by 4.5 times. With the uptick in not only remote jobs, but many current positions being converted to remote as well, less populated states like West Virginia are offering remote workers an opportunity to move in and be paid for it, giving new workers $12,000 in cash and outdoor entertainment packages. So if you're still looking for remote work, opportunities are rising. But how do you land that job? Before the start of everything in a video call, you had to meet future employers in person with a printout of your resume, maybe even a portfolio of past work, then sit in a room and answer questions, hoping you gave a similar response to what you've seen on a Get Hired blog the night before. Now, most interviews are still happening online through services like Zoom and Teams, all from the comfort of your home. But that comfortability can cost you when it is ever important for you to make the best first impression. From improper dress to that sweet 420 poster sitting right above your shoulder, sometimes being on home turf isn't a boost, but a hindrance to landing that sweet gig right out of college. But don't worry, there's some things you can do to get a leg up on the competition. Take a look.
I have 10 minutes until my interview with this new and upcoming company. My hands are extremely sweaty because I'm so nervous. I am extremely unprepared. I barely remember the name of the company, but I know it's a great opportunity. I just wish I came more prepared and I had someone who could help me prepare for this opportunity.
I'm here to help.
Who are you?
Don't worry about that. No time. You got like 9 minutes to this interview. We got to help you. All right.
Okay.
What preparation have you done? Do you have anything on the company? Do you even know the name?
I have this sheet of paper on it. I don't really remember the name. I only remember it because it's on the paper.
Oh my God. Okay. Let me get you some more information on that paper. All right. That's got information from Bailey Library. They have great resource librarians. It's all the information, news releases on the company. Review that as quickly as possible. You'll have something to talk about. Great. The job interview. Are you sure it's on Zoom? Are you in the right room right now?
As far as I know, this is an email that he sent me, so I think that this is right.
Okay. Well, hopefully we're good there. We're like down to 8 minutes already. Camera. Your camera looks good. Thank God. Light's a little bit shining through. You just bring that camera down a little bit and you'll be all right. Then you'll have this halo effect going on and nobody thinks you're an angel. All right. Let's see. Can you hear me good? Are you able to understand the words I'm saying? You're following my directions pretty well.
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Well, if you're having some trouble or if you feel like there's going to be something loud outside that window, like a truck driving by, make sure you have a headset nearby. It's been a year in this pandemic. People are used to headsets. Don't be afraid to use it. Plus, if it's got a mic, it makes them easier to understand you.
Okay.
Do you have a headset at least?
I have earphones.
We're going to get you a headset. There we go. Now, distractions. Is the dog put outside? Is the girlfriend locked up in a way? She's not going to come in and bother you during your interview?
Yes, I sent them away. They're on a walk right now.
Great. That's what you need. You need to be focused on this and only this. We'll take care of that. I want to say, pretty sharp jacket you got on. Not even going to complain about your dress. A lot of people, they come in, I'm a casual guy, t-shirts, but I'm busy. I got to be moving. I can't be sweating in a suit all day. I ain't got time for that. But you got the button down. You got the jacket. You're looking good. You might want to throw a tie on that, but that's something you can talk with the company about beforehand. So ask them what the dress is like, and then you'll be taken care of.
Awesome. Thank you.
So if you find out you need a tie, you might want to throw one on. Hopefully you know how to tie a tie. You know how to tie a tie, right?
I don't, but YouTube does, so I can figure it that way.
You better have that YouTube video bookmarked. You're going to need it in the next 5 minutes. All right, now let's talk about your space. At least your bed's made. That's good. You don't have a messy bed. I would try and clean up the stuff in the background. You got 5 minutes, a little bit in the corner over there. Take care of it. The pictures on the wall, cute, lovely. They're going to love it. It's a great talking piece. You don't have any posters of half-naked women or drugs on there, so we're all good to go. Any questions?
No, I think that this really helped me, and I feel a lot more confident about going into this interview.
All right. And one last thing. Have a towel nearby for your sweaty hands so you can type on the keyboard if they need you to send anything. I got to go. You got to clean this stuff up in like 5 minutes.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It looks like you're in a nice professional setting. Nice clothes on. The last person I interviewed was in their bed with their dog, so you have a leg up on them already.
Awesome. Thank you. I feel very confident about this. My friend helped me out a couple minutes ago, and I think we're going to have a great time.
Fantastic. There we go.
The tips mentioned in that skit didn't come from us kicking around a few ideas, a career website, or TikTok, but a service right here on campus that is free for all students. The Career Education and Development Office can not only give you tips like what you just saw, but set you up with mock interviews, help you find jobs that fit your skills, and so much more. Reach out to John Rindy and the rest of the team over at the Bailey Library or by email at career.education@sru.edu. We will be back after commercials with Ashley Kaiser.
It starts with a dream, and then something, someone, or someplace happens. That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you are pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged to do better and to be better. Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Thank you.
Do you remember when you were told to sit still? Walk, don't run. Don't sit too close to the screen. Don't touch that. Color inside the lines. At Slippery Rock, we inspire the motion, the music, and the moments of challenge that allow you to be your best, now and in the future. Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference. Do you remember when you were told to put away your toys? Don't climb on that. Don't write on the walls. Go easy on the makeup. Do you remember when you were told to mind your own business and wait your turn? At Slippery Rock, we inspire the heights, the color, the caring for each other to challenge you to be your best, now and in the future. Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference. Do you remember when you were told not to play with fire? You were told to be quiet. When they said caring wasn't in your generation's DNA. When they said stop playing with toys. Do you remember when they said stop dreaming? At Slippery Rock, we inspire the dreams, the noise, the caring to challenge you to be your best, now and in the future. Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Welcome back to another segment of TikTok Talk. I'm Ashley Kaiser, and today we're going to be discussing mental health and stress management. Did you know that having frequent stress and anxiety can decrease your immunity system's strength? And turns out it can make you have even more colds and even the flu when that's not the reason for your illness. You might be applying for jobs, looking for internships, and geez, finals week is here. Your plate's probably full and you're very stressed out. I know I am. It can seem like there isn't enough time in the day to check everything off of your list. Students are frequent victims of stress and anxiety. I often find myself being overwhelmed by my long list of things I need to get done, and it can cause me to panic and even put a toll on my mental health. TikTok is coming in clutch once again, and we're going to take a look at some tips and tricks to manage your mental health and deal with some of that stress.
Stress and overwhelm reduction strategies. Try naming your emotions using the third person. But why? Using your name instead of I am can give you the opportunity to disassociate from the emotion. I actually tried this yesterday and it really helped.
As a student, we sometimes stretch ourselves too thin. This time in our lives is filled with a large amount of work with a little amount of time to complete it all. Personally, my brain gets cluttered with due dates, assignments, and whatever else I got going on. Targeting my emotion and addressing a problem really helps. How can you clear your head from all that clutter?
Stress and overwhelm reduction strategies. Pause. Consciously choose to hit the pause button for 7 minutes. Set a timer on your watch or on your phone and do another activity for those 7 minutes. Let me know how this works for you.
Taking the time to slow down and take a break is a key fundamental in managing your stress. Sometimes you have to step away from your work in order to become more productive and successful. When I take a small break, I find myself refreshed. Something as simple as going for a walk or grabbing a snack can help you restart. Stress isn't all mental, though. It can even cause physical pain that influences your body as a whole. Do you ever wake up sore, worn down? How can you fix that?
Today was one of those days I woke up feeling kind of sad and generally unmotivated to get my work done. I let myself sit with those feelings for most of the day, but when 3 p.m. hit, I decided it's time to turn my day around. I went outside and rolled my mat out. Sunshine always makes me feel better, and yes, it's 100 degrees outside. I did a few expansive side stretches because sometimes just opening up your chest and allowing breath to flow through you is just what you need. Next, I moved to my hands and knees for cat-cow. I empty out all the stale air, and on inhale, I bring a smile to my face. When we feel sad, our shoulders and neck tend to tense up, so I find that doing these cat-cows really helps alleviate that pressure. Next, I did a couple low lunges, and then I moved into side angle pose, which is one of my favorite postures. It always makes me feel so strong, so powerful, and I remind myself that while life ebbs and flows, I am in control of my emotions do not control me. So if I want to turn my day around, I totally can. So here I am doing just that. I carved out 10 minutes of my day to do something that I know makes my body and my mind feel so much better. And I'm sharing these with you today in case you woke up feeling the same way as me, and perhaps this can give you a little bit of encouragement.
Yoga has been used forever to clear one's head. It's a form of exercise and meditation. Did you know that yoga is over 5,000 years old, and it actually is one of the oldest known physical disciplines in the world? When I know I have a tough day ahead of me, I like to start off my morning with some stretching and breathing. It soothes my body, and sometimes I've learned it really helps set up my day to be really productive. You don't have to be professional. This influencer on their TikTok gave some beginner poses to target tension and release stress. If you try it out, it may shock you on how much this one helps.
3 tips to manage stress. Part 1. Change the way you think about the situation. You have the power to choose how you want to respond and interpret the event. The story you tell yourself in the moment. For example, something stressful happens in your life. In your head at that time, it feels like the biggest thing in the world, but it's usually not. Perspective is a powerful thing, and time is also a healer. I always like to think about what can I learn from the situation, how can I grow, and how can I remain grateful. It might be the food that I've got to eat, it might be the roof over my head, or it might be that I've got air to breathe. And if you're really struggling, remember this, you're watching this video, that means you're alive.
You're in control. Sometimes I have to remind myself that my life is fully up to how I perceive it. Once you learn how to reframe your thoughts, your perspective on that situation may change. Believe it or not, that venti cold brew with an extra shot of espresso you drank this morning doesn't help you as much as you thought. I know that's the drink I had this morning. So once I started to apply these influencers' tactics of learning, growing, and remaining grateful, I began to appreciate everything for what it is for, which overall left me happier and felt less taxed. Up next, we're going to speak with Robert as he speaks with an SRU student about stress and what healthy practices he uses to manage them. Stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Robert with Rock 724, and stress can be a really big deal. Whether you're worried about up-and-coming finals, or maybe you have a job, or you're trying to get a job, or maybe you're dealing with issues around COVID-19, or a mix of all those things, it can be really overwhelming. So today we're going to be talking with someone who has a little bit of perspective on what it's like to have completed their higher education, they're working a job, they've recently moved, they're starting a family, and generally they just have a lot to deal with. Due to the nature of their work, we will not disclose their last name, but without any further ado, let's go ahead and speak with Nate.
Hey, I'm Nate. I'm 22. Been independent for the last 2 years as a middle-class worker. I've been very fortunate to have a job during this pandemic. Unfortunately, it requires me to move around a lot, so there's a lot of stress involved. As you can see, there's nothing behind me. I just moved here, but moving is expensive, which leads to stresses in my day-to-day life, like financing. So my day-to-day is pretty routine. I wake up around 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning. I get to work. I get home from work around 4:30 in the afternoon. I usually like to sit down, have a nice hot meal. I normally play video games, watch content creators, or I greatly enjoy playing music. I really like playing guitar, so I'll sit down, learn a few songs or something. And more importantly, during that time, I usually spend time with my wife. So like to break up the monotony, seeing the same staircase, same floor, same walls, same front door. We'll step outside, get a walk out in the grass, smell the fresh air, feel the breeze on our face, get outdoors. It's something that might seem very little before the pandemic, and now is a great treasure to be able to step outside and just go to your nearest grocery store. Right now, obviously, due to COVID-19, we're not able to be out nearly as much as we were. For safe measures, my wife has a compromised immune system, so we can't be out all the time. We do every once in a while, we'll scope out a little mom and pop shop or a cafe that maybe isn't very populated. We'll stop by, maybe have a coffee or two. But other than that, we really stay at home. My wife's pregnant right now too, so everything we're doing right now is a new step around the corner. Especially in 2021, there's a whole lot of different regulations and rules to follow every day, and new life, new steps, new road. So the people I look to for stress relief in my life, and number one will always be my wife. She's always been my comfort and has always been there for me. But I definitely do call home. I talk to my parents a lot. I talk to my siblings a lot. My dad, about how he deals with stuff in his life right now, working in a pretty similar situation. I talk to my mom, to figure out what my wife might need. I talk to a lot of friends back home, and I have a few buddies over here where I'm working that I can hang out with every once in a while. We'll throw a few back and grill, whatever, spend time. There's always someone to reach out to, talk to. So just know that you're not the only one. There's always someone else that you can confide in or talk to, whether it be family, friends, or a complete stranger. Whatever it is you're dealing with, whatever your job is, whatever your family life is like, there's always a million other people that have maybe not the exact same situation, but definitely a similar situation. Sit back and chillax. Enjoy your life while you're living. This COVID-19 thing isn't going to last forever. Live your life, enjoy what you do enjoy it safely, and enjoy it with the ones you love.
Thank you, Nate, for giving us a little bit of insight. So now we'll head back to Ashley in the studio.
Thanks, Robert. It's calming to know that I'm not the only one who finds myself worn out. Stay tuned for more after this commercial break.
WSRU-TV News is the student-run news station for Slippery Rock University. The studio is held in the Maltby Center on SRU's campus. WSRU-TV produces multiple shows, including Around the Rock, A Week in Review, the SGA Update, the Rocket Sports Report, and the Weekly Bite. All shows on WSRU-TV are anchored, written, produced, and edited by SRU students. Students have the opportunity to learn valuable skills in the field of television broadcasting. WSRU-TV. Your campus, your community, your station.
I still don't know what I'm doing after college. How do I make a resume?
Oh, not you again. Get out of here, man.
All I do is stress eat. How do I take care of myself?
Dude, stop following me and asking me questions, all right? Gee.
Okay, so for like the last question, I really need to know what the...
No more questions today, man. No.
I need answers still!
Welcome back to There Are No Dumb Questions. I am Azure Johnson-Payne, joined by Jennifer Safner-McGraw. Dr. McGraw is a professor and the department chair of the psychology department and has been with SRU since 2001. Despite not having a green thumb, Dr. McGraw loves flowers and vegetables and is currently learning how to garden. Thanks for joining us tonight, Dr. McGraw. Now, here's how things work. At the bottom of your screen, a unique game code has appeared. Use this code in the official Kahoot app in order to play along with us live. Earlier this week, Kyle went around campus and conducted student interviews based on our topic of the day. After we catch the official answers from our students, we'll then tune back live into me from Maltby Studio. At this time, the Kahoot game has officially begun, and players will have 20 seconds to answer the multiple choice question presented on their screen. Once the timer runs out, we will then check in with Dr. McGraw to further elaborate on the correct answer. Remember, if you would like to play along with us live, you must be entered into our official quiz lobby. Now, it's time to catch up with some students and see how they face the topic of the day, which is, drumroll please, mental health and wellness. Gear up because question 1 starts now.
Hey there, I'm Kyle Steinle, and I'm out here on SRU's beautiful campus to ask our students if they know the answers to our questions for today's show. And our topic of the day is mental health. Come on. All right, so we're out here on campus, found our first student to ask our questions to. So what is your name, your major, and your year of school?
I am Bree Impavito. I'm an art education major, K through 12, and I am a junior here at Slippery Rock.
All right, so our first question out here today is going to be, what is mental health?
Mental health is like your state of mind, taking care of yourself, making sure you're not working yourself to the bone, and yeah, just making sure your overall mindset is okay.
Great answer. Back to you.
Players at home, it's your turn to battle it out in our Kahoot game. The quicker you answer, the higher amount of points you'll gain. Question 1, what is mental health? And now, let's see what Dr. McGraw had to say.
People would define mental health in different ways. We think about it as being mental wellness. We're coping with stressors, with ups and downs pretty well. We're using positive coping strategies versus a lot of negative coping strategies like use of drugs or alcohol. And we're feeling pretty good. So our emotional tone is not always great, but it's good. And when we have highs and lows, we kind of come back down to baseline. And we're functioning well. So in the areas of our relationships, in the areas of school and work, we're not having problems that are keeping us from being able to do those things.
Dr. McGraw wants students to know that despite there being a stigma regarding discussing mental health, more open conversations are being held and more awareness is being raised. A great way to join the conversation here at SLIP is to keep your eye out for health and wellness events or seminars posted on core by student organizations around campus. Now, back to Kyle for question 2.
All right, we found another student out here on our campus today. So tell me your name, your major, and your year of school.
I'm Kristen Van Wyck. I'm a health and physical education major, and I am in class of 2024.
All right, and our second question today is going to be, why is mental health and mental wellness important?
To help understand what other people are going through, or like how to take care of yourself or what you're going through, to understand it overall.
Great answer. Back to you.
We're back live with our Kahoot game, and it's time to give players at home the chance to stack up some points. Question 2 wants to know, why is mental health important? Make sure you hurry before time runs out. Now, let's check in with Dr. McGraw.
Everybody is aware of, oh, we need to have self-care, but people don't necessarily always understand what that is or what that means. We want to feel well, and we want to function well, and we want to be able to handle what life brings us. And so mental health means being able to do those things and to kind of just live the good life that we really all naturally want to live.
Dr. McGraw thinks that people put a more conscious effort into taking care of their physical health over their mental wellness. A great way to tackle both at once is to find some sort of exercise routine or regimen that you're comfortable with maintaining. It's time for our final question. Take it away, Kyle.
All right, we found another student out here on our beautiful SRU campus. So what is your name, your major, and your year of school?
My name's Olivia Barner. I'm a senior dance and exercise science major.
Fantastic. All right, so our final question of the day is going to be, what are some resources that you have to take care of your mental health? And if you don't know any, what do you do to take care of yourself?
So I don't know of any resources, but in my own practice, I just like to take time to myself, light a candle, read a book, or dance.
Great, I love dancing too. Back to you.
Kahooters, this is your last-ditch effort to try and gain some points and climb the leaderboard. The final question is, what resources are available for students to help maintain their mental wellness? And let's go back to Dr. McGraw to elaborate.
So there's a whole world of resources, which in some ways is good, but in some ways makes it harder to navigate and find your way through. On campus, students should really, really seek the services of the counseling center. There are licensed counselors, and they work with all sorts of disorders, but they also work with people who are just having a lot of stress. So the counseling center provides support to students who are going through those kinds of things.
Dr. McGraw wants students to know that you do not have to know what is wrong if you're seeking assistance in maintaining your mental wellness. Student resources such as the Counseling Center will work with students to help figure that out. Unfortunately, that is all of the time that I have for you tonight, but before I go, a special thank you to all of our student interviewees, our Kahoot participants, and of course, our expert, Dr. McGraw, a professor and the department chair of the psychology department. All of the information needed to reach the Counseling Center, as well as additional outside resources, should be appearing on your screen. The Counseling Center is located in Rhodes Hall, Suite 118. They are open Monday and Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can reach the Counseling Center by phone at 724-738-2034. Now, let's return back to Nick as we officially close out the show.
And that's our show for this week. We hope to have you join us this Thursday for our 5th and final show. Yes, the semester is almost over. This Thursday, we will look at how to handle those student loans, discuss how to dress for success, and one final round of no dumb questions. See you then.